and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us right here for a very special episode of The Right View. We are live at the Republican National Convention right here behind me, but before we start, I want to tell you about Golden Revive Plus. If you suffer from chronic pain, listen up. Here's a way to help you get real relief. As a fitness fanatic, I understand that recovery is just as important as the workout itself. Whether you're recovering from an injury or just looking for everyday relief from pain in your joints and muscles, nerve pain, fibrosis, and inflammation, I recommend Golden Revive Plus from Up Wellness. This advanced all-natural formula combines 6 powerful anti-inflammatory ingredients, including a proprietary turmeric extract that's 200 times stronger than raw turmeric. All of this to address the root cause of your pain, reducing scarring, swelling, and tissue damage, using the healing powers of nature to help your body heal itself. Formulated by husband and wife team Doctors Josh and Amanda Levitt, Golden Revive Plus gives you real pain relief and better range of motion, plus better heart, eye, and brain health. Join the over 300,000 Americans who are already using Golden Revive Plus to get and stay pain-free. For a limited time, you can try Golden Revive Plus for 30% off at goldenrevive.com. Just use promo code TRUMP at checkout. We are so excited to have and bring to you, we're here at the RNC at our convention, and we are so lucky because look who's sitting with me today, Senator from the great state of Ohio, our Vice-Presidential Nominee, J.D. Vance. Thank you so much. It's official now.
Yeah,
it's
official.
Yeah, right there on that stage. You accepted the nomination
That's
last
right.
night. How was that moment for you? I mean, I can't even imagine your life. So many people know your story. They've read the book. They've seen the movie. To be on that stage and accept that nomination, tell me about that.
Sure. Well, it was so surreal. First of all, my wife gave this beautiful introduction.
She was amazing.
Thank you. I agree.
Yes.
She did so well. And so I'm tearing up backstage. And then, of course, the crowd is so fired up and so excited. And you just feed off that energy. But you know, the part where I really got emotional is when I saw my mom in the audience sitting next to President Trump.
Yeah.
And just realizing like how far we've come as a family to even be here. And yeah, like I said, I accepted, no take backs, so we're off to the races.
No backsies. Yeah, we can't do any of that. My favorite part, I think, when you were speaking is that, and anyone who's spoken at a convention knows, when you say a state's name, the state goes crazy. And every time you said Ohio, every time you said Kentucky, it was so funny. But that's the energy here. Tell people at home who aren't here, who can't physically experience it.
Yeah.
It's palpable, the energy here in this arena.
Oh, it's amazing. It really is incredible. First of all, the speakers feed off it, and I think you can really see that when you watch the speeches. But people are just thrilled to be here. You know, it's so funny to contrast the Democrats. They're having this big conversation about whether Joe Biden should even be their running mate. And by the way, if he can't be their presidential candidate, why can he be the president of the United States, right? But here we're so excited, right? People are excited about President Trump. They loved your speech. They loved, Don's speech. They loved, it's just everything, right? People are so excited about what's going on in our party. And that unity, I think, really comes through. Now, of course, there are disagreements, but I think Republicans, what makes us so great as a party is those disagreements are fine, right? We're okay with disagreement.
Oh, you mean we're supposed to have that as part of the process?
We're okay with having free speech. Absolutely we are. And, you had all of President Trump's, competitors in the primary. They spoke, they endorsed him. I just think it's a great environment. Now, I've actually never been to an RNC convention, Laura.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so what I heard from everybody is, RNCs are usually really fun, but there's just something special about this one. I think, obviously, your father-in-law survived an assassin's gun. He is the leader of the party in a very united way. There's just a lot that makes this thing different and unique, but it's fun to be here.
No, it's so fun to be here. And I think, to me, as ironic as it may be, I feel like Donald Trump actually, talk about Saturday, obviously, we are so grateful. And I believe that there's a reason Donald Trump is here right now. And I believe there's one person who made that decision, and it's God, frankly.
Absolutely.
We could be having a very different conversation, but the irony of it all to me is that I believe he actually will be a unifying figure.
Yes.
People are talking, JD, about his speech tonight. This is a big moment. He hasn't spoken out, obviously, since Saturday.
Sure.
He has an opportunity here, and you and I both know him, and I think he's going to make an impact with people tonight that maybe no one expects from Donald Trump. What can you tell people about that?
I totally agree. So I've looked at some of what the president plans to say, but obviously he goes off the cuff, right? He likes to talk to people.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't like to just read from a teleprompter. That's one of the reasons why we love him. But I think just to step back a little bit, one of the really good things that we've done with this convention is we've highlighted him as a father and as a grandfather, right? You did that so well in your speech.
Thank you.
Kai did that so well
She was
last
so
night. She was
good.
so good.
Yeah.
And I think it's a side of him that people don't see. And there's another side of him that people don't see, which is despite the media lies, he's fundamentally a patriotic, optimistic person about this country, and he does want to bring people together. I mean, he could have said anything. Laura, I mean, my first reaction when we saw that terrible assassination attempt was terror, right?
Yeah.
I prayed that he was okay. And then when I realized he was okay, got updates from the campaigns, I was so pissed off. I was so angry that somebody tried to take his life. He responded, national calm, unity. Let's all tone down the rhetoric a little bit. The very thing that Democrats accuse him of, he did the exact opposite. Right. And I think we're going to see that side of him tonight.
And what's been interesting to me, too, is the way folks in the media have reacted to this.
Yes.
They almost don't know what to do with themselves.
I know.
It's kind of entertaining to watch, to be honest with you. But I actually have felt a bit of a shift there, too. And I'm very hopeful that, and look, what I wanted to do with my speech, as you pointed out, is I wanted to show people the Donald Trump that I know, right?
Yes.
This is a man who is my father-in-law. I've known him for 16 years. He's a grandfather to my children. He's a human being.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of these people tend to forget that. Now, some have still gone full bore. Some of them,
That's right.
We won't mention any names here right now. They know who they are.
Joy Reid, sorry.
Joy Reid. We got it out there. I mean, it's ridiculous. But honestly, I feel like that there is an opportunity here. And I think what I'm feeling is hope.
Yes.
Very hopeful here. But I think it's going to resonate with the rest of the country. I feel hopeful and optimistic about the future of America. And now that we know you're running alongside my father-in-law, very hopeful. What do you think about that? Are we hopeful as a country right now?
I think that we are. And I think that people, this is the first time in a century where we've had an election where it's not just promises, right? It's not Joe Biden says he wants to do this and Donald Trump says that he wants to do this. It's President Trump governed for 4 years, Joe Biden governed for 4 years, and you see the results, right? And so when you realize that we could return to that prosperity, we could return to that peace and calm all over the world, it's like, well, how could you not be hopeful about that future when you know what Donald Trump's leadership can deliver? So I really do think people are hopeful, and I think that, look, all of us realize that Donald Trump dodged a bullet, but metaphorically the entire country did.
Yes.
It would have ripped this country apart if he had lost his life in that way. And I think that people realize, like, we really got lucky as a nation, and now let's do something with that good fortune. Let's put President Trump back in office. Let's heal some of these divides. Let's govern the country effectively. We have that opportunity now, and we almost lost it.
I just want to let you know, as the co-chair of the RNC,
Yes.
I know you're ready to work, but are you ready
Absolutely.
for what's to come in the coming months? Because, look, obviously we feel optimistic. We're talking about that. You look at our party, we're so unified. I think
Yes.
the most unified the Republicans have been in generations. You look on the other side, it's a disaster over there. But we can't take anything for granted. And we've got to play every single second of this game up until the buzzer sounds.
That's exactly right.
Where do you feel you are going to be most effective in this country? What would you like us to send you out to do as you're campaigning to be our next vice president?
Well,
You might have heard Mike Lindell and MyPillow no longer have the support of their big box stores or shopping channels the way they used to. They've been part of cancel culture. So now they want to pass the savings directly on to you by having a $25 extravaganza. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a one-product company. With the help of his dedicated employees, they now have hundreds of products, some you may not even know about. To get the word out, I want to invite my listeners to check out their $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, just $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. Their 6-pack towel sets, $25. Brand new 4-pack dish towels, you guessed it, just $25. For the first time ever, the premium MyPillows with all premium new Giza fabric, just $25. Orders over $75 will receive free shipping. This amazing offer won't last long. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code TRUMP or call 800-624-3945 today.
it's good.
Okay. Now we can take this. Is that it, Darren?
Yep, you're done.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Ask me to do whatever you think needs to be done, right? I sort of see myself as a good soldier for the cause. I can go anywhere, I can be anywhere, and I just hope to sort of help out, whether it's in fundraising, whether it's in going to the Rust Belt, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, these really important battleground states where, by the way, actually in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio, we have 4 really important Senate races too, right?
Yes.
So I think President Trump's success can be the success of the entire party down the ballot, and that's one of the reasons why it's so important that we not just win, but really run up the margin. I agree with your hopeful and optimistic take. I certainly share it, but I think this is what you're getting at. That can make you a little lazy, right? You don't want to rest on your laurels here, because yes, I think we are ahead, and yes, I think the country is really buying into our message because they saw the results of President Trump's leadership, but we still have to get people out to the polls. We still have to make sure that we're on TV so that undecided voters can see our messaging down the stretch. We still have to run a real campaign, and I think that hopefully I can just be an extra set of hands as we do that.
You're going to be a lot more than that, I can tell you. Before we let you go, your time is so valuable right now. I know there's been a big change in the course of like 12 hours
It's so
here
crazy,
for you.
yeah.
But your wife was so amazing when she
Thank
came
you.
out on stage last night. I think the world, really, the country fell in love with her, and I think the rest of the world certainly will once they see her. She talked about something as it relates to you that I really want to get into, and it was about puppies. Tell me more about that, because JD, I'm a crazy dog lady, and the second I heard puppies, I was like, oh, this is going to be excellent.
Yeah,
I'm in.
so we are crazy dog people.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
This is
so
gonna be
I actually
great.
have dogs on my socks here. I don't know if you guys can see this. And this is actually our dog. We just lost him about 6 months ago. This is our puppy Pippin. He was a hound mix, actually.
Oh, I have 2 hounds.
Yeah, so you're North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
He's a North Carolina. It's called a plot hound mix.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually, Usha and I started dating in law school, and we got a puppy when in between our 2nd and 3rd year of law school, and he had this like crazy weird condition. And I think one of the things that really drew us together is we kind of had this new job, right? We had to care for this puppy who had this weird medical condition.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is the condition, sometimes it clears up. And for this puppy, it just cleared up. So after a few months, he was fine. But we had this really incredible bonding experience. And I think, obviously we were still dating at the time. We weren't yet engaged. But you start to think to yourself, like, this is a person I could really be partners with. And this is a person I could share a family with. And she's so good with dogs, so good with the babies, and I'm very, very lucky to have her. The one drawback, and I realized this as I was going out myself, is that's a tough act to follow. Right? There are 2 people I never want to follow on the campaign trail: President Trump and my wife.
Yeah.
So no more of that. But I really, obviously I'm madly in love with her, and I'm glad the country saw that side of her.
No, it was so wonderful. You guys are such a great team, and I know you have a young family, as do I, and I know how much time you're going to have to spend out there campaigning, working hard, and then once we get you into office as vice president, that they're going to be so excited, I think, and proud to know. I mean, my kids, see Grandpa.
Absolutely.
And they know a little bit about it, but do your kids know what's going on right now?
A little bit, Laura, but they're so young. I mean, our oldest kid is 7, and we have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. The 4-year-old and 2-year-old have no idea what's going on. They're just wondering, why are there police officers everywhere now? But my 7-year-old kind of gets it, and he really does like it. I mean, he likes understanding what's going on. He's like, oh, okay, so it's President Trump versus Joe Biden, and we like President Trump. Yeah, that's exactly right. So he's starting to pick it up in a really interesting way, but they're all just having a really good time. And that's all I really want. We're going to bring them out on the campaign trail. We're going to make sure we get as much family time as we can. And obviously it's a lot of work, but we're going to make sure that the family participates in that work, because I think it's important for the American people to see us as we actually are. But it's also important that kids get to see what their dad's doing.
And we're all doing this for them,
Absolutely.
JD, right? This isn't about us. This is about the future of the country.
Absolutely right.
JD Vance, we
Thank
look
you.
forward to talking to you next time when we can call you Mr. Vice President.
Thanks,
Thank you
Laura.
so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, to everybody at home, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here next time for more of The Right View.
And I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
Nothing is worse than being on a phone call that drops. Nothing is worse than trying to text someone and you can't reach them because your phone is out of service range. And nothing is worse than supporting these major corporations and companies who don't support us. That is why I love Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless network. They use every cell tower out there available to all networks so that they have the greatest 4G and 5G coverage nationwide, and they support the causes that are important to us as conservatives. If you go today to patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump and use the promo code Trump, you will get free activation today. Again, that is patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump. The promo code is Trump for free activation so that you can get a great cell plan and feel good about doing it.